Hi, I'm Beth, and Bloc Loc Rulers are a fantastic addition to your quilting tool stash. The unique channel design lines up with your seams and gives you perfect results every time. The key to success is making the pieces larger than needed and then trimming to finished size. The rulers are sold by finished size unit, so keep that in mind when you're looking to purchase. First, let's take a look at the half square triangle ruler. Half square triangles are really popular units in quilting, so this is a really great ruler to have. So we've already made our half square triangle unit and pressed the seams to one side. So the low side is the part without the seams, and the high side is the part that has your seams pressed to. So you want to take your ruler and you want the Bloc Loc logo on the low side of your seam. Slide it into place until it locks on the seam, and then you just slide the ruler down the seam. And we are making 3-inch half square triangles, so we can look here and make sure we have enough remaining for our second set of cuts. So once we cut this, we know we have extra to make that 3-inch square. So then we can just cut our two sides. Then slide the ruler to the middle, and then you can grab the two corners by the channel and spin the whole thing around. Now we can do the same thing. So you can slide it down, line up your cut edges with the 3-inch mark, and then cut the remaining two sides. You get a perfect half square triangle. The really great thing is if you see that your seam is a little bit wonky before you trim it, no problem. Wiggle it and just kind of force it into that channel, and then once you square it up, it will be perfect. There's also an on-point version of the half square triangle ruler, and it works in the same way. You can use it for on-point half square triangles, hourglass, birds in the air, Y blocks, or simply use it to cut one large on-point square. Another popular unit is a flying geese unit. So we're using the 2 squares in a rectangle method of putting this together, and we've marked a diagonal line on both of our squares. So you layer one of your squares right sides together with your rectangle with the line going towards the center. So we've sewn along our marked line and trimmed to 1/4 inch, then pressed up towards the triangle. Now we'll layer our second square on the other side of the rectangle, right sides together, and sew along this line. Now we've sewn on that line and trimmed and pressed. So you want both your seams going toward the light colored triangles. Then grab your flying geese ruler and you're going to slide it up until it locks in the seams, and then trim around the entire thing. So using this tool means you'll always have the correct amount of seam allowance on the top of your point, so when you're sewing another one to it, that point won't get lost in the seam allowance. The Drunkard's Path ruler is extremely helpful in getting a nice square block with that signature curved seam. Each Drunkard's Path ruler set includes 3 pieces, 2 for cutting and 1 for trimming. Once you've sewn your curved seam and pressed the seams toward your larger piece, grab your ruler and you'll start on the low side again, which is the pie-shaped piece, and move it up until that locks onto that curved seam. You can see how that's locked on there. Then you can square it up and trim around all 4 sides. The Drunkard's Path also come in elongated shapes, and these are 4-piece sets, 2 for cutting and 2 for trimming. There are many different shapes and sizes available. Bloc Loc rulers can make intricate designs and more basic units easier to cut, sew, and trim. Check your local quilt shop or favorite online retailer for these incredibly helpful tools.